Hello everyone. In this video we are going to see the numerical problem on non-save portal frame part 2. This is second video. In unit number 3, flexibility method for the subject structural analysis 2. Already we have seen the statement of numerical problem in first video. This is the loaded portal. This is the loaded non-save portal frame. Okay. Now in the first video already I calculated the degree of static indeterminacy, that is 2, and also we have considered the two redundant forces. One is horizontal reaction at C and second one is vertical reaction at C. After that we have find out the displacement corresponding to redundant in original structure, that is dq. Okay, so the values were 0, 0. Then we have done the displacement analysis in the release structure with load, and we have find out the value of the bending moment, okay, in the release structure with the load for different zones, and these were the values. Then we have done the displacement analysis for the release structure with q1 equal to 1. Okay, we have applied the first unknown, that is q1 equal to 1. We have removed all the loads and we have find out the value of bending moment in release structure with q1 equal to 1. So these are the values. Then we have find out the values of bending moment in a release structure with q2 equal to 1, and these were the values. After that we have find out, okay, after that we want to find out the DQL matrix. In that the first term is DQL1. Okay, so DQL1 is nothing but, here we are considering it as a DQL1, so here capital M will be multiplied by M1. So integration 0 to L M, capital M into M1 upon EI into dx. So value of capital M is what? Minus 12.5 x square, okay, into M1 is x. So the limit is 0 to 3, plus the second zone is BD, the limits are 0 to 2, value is minus 112.5 into 3 upon EI, plus next zone is DA, limits of integration is 2 to 4, okay, the value of M is minus 50x minus 12.5 into 3 upon EI, and after solving this integration we get the value of DQL1 as minus 1903.125 upon EI. So this is the value of DQL1. Now next we will find out the value of DQL2. So DQL2 is equal to integration 0 to L M into M2 upon EI into dx. Now for the first zone, the value of, for the first zone CB, the value of M2 is 0. So for the next zone BD, the limit of integration is 0 to 2, value of M is minus 112.5 into minus x upon EI, plus for zone DA, the limit of integration is 2 to 4, value of M is minus 50x minus 12.5 and value of M2 is minus x upon EI. Okay, after solving this integration we will get the value of DQL2 as 1233.34. So this is the value of DQL2. Okay, after finding out DQL1 and DQL2, okay, so this is value of DQL1 and DQL2, and we are putting those values in the DQL matrix. So the next step is to find out the flexibility coefficient. Okay, so in that we'll find out the first coefficient, that is F11. Okay, so F11 is equal to integration 0 to L. Here we are writing 11, so M1 multiplied by F1 upon EI into dx. So for the first zone CB, the value of M1 is x and the value of limits are 0 to 3. So integration 0 to 3 x into x upon EI into dx, plus for the next zone BD, the limit of integration is 0 to 2 and value of M1 here is 3 multiplied by 3 upon EI, plus for zone DA, the limits are 2 to 4 and the value of M1 is 3 into 3 upon EI into dx. Now after solving this integration we will get the value of F11, and that value is F11 is equal to 45 upon EI. Now we will find out the second coefficient of the flexibility, that is F12, which is equal to F21. So here F12 means M1 is multiplied by M2. So integration 0 to L m1 into m2 upon ei into dx. Okay, now for the first zone, as the value of m2 for zone CB is 0, so the first term will be 0. Now for zone BD, limit is 0 to 2, value of m1 is 3 into value of m2, that is minus x upon ei, plus next zone DA, the limit is 2 to 4, okay, and value of m1 is 3 and value of m2 is minus x upon ei, and after solving this we'll get the value for f12 equal to f21 equal to minus 24 upon ei. So this is the value of flexibility coefficient for f11 and f12 equal to f21. Next we have to find out the next flexibility coefficient, that is f22. Okay, so to find out f22, the formula is integration 0 to L m2 into m2 upon ei. So you have to multiply the values that are in the column of m2 multiply by m2. Okay, so here for the first zone, as the value of m2 is 0, for zone CB it will be equal to 0, and for zone BD the value of m2 is minus x and limit is 0 to 2. So 0 to 2 minus x into minus x upon ei into dx. Now for the zone DA, the value is minus x. Okay, so and the limit is 2 to 4. So limit of integration 2 to 4 minus x into minus x upon ei, and after solving this we'll get the value of f22 as 21.34 upon ei. Now we have find out the value for f11, f12, f21 and f22. So putting those values in this flexibility matrix, okay, so we'll get the flexibility coefficient or flexibility matrix. Then we have to put the DQ matrix, value of DQ, DQL plus after finding out DQ, DQL, flexibility matrix and Q matrix, then you have to put all these values in the flexibility equation or the equilibrium equation, dq equal to dql plus f into q. Okay, now here we have put the values. The second step, now we have taken ei common and multiply on the other side, so ei get cancelled. Now here we have to multiply the two matrix by row multiplied by column, so 45 into q1 minus 24 into q2, which is equal to 1903.125, then minus 24 q1 plus 21.34 into q2 is equal to minus 1233.34. So by solving these two simultaneous equation 1 and 2, so we'll get the value of q1. So q1 we are considering the vertical reaction at C, which is equal to 28.64, and q2 is equal to horizontal reaction at C, that is minus 25.56 kilonewton. Okay, so these two redundant or two unknowns we have calculated. Now next step is to find out the other unknown or other reaction. Now we'll consider the member CB, okay, and we'll draw the free body diagram. Already we have found out the vertical reaction at C, horizontal reaction at C. Now we have to find out the moment in member BC, horizontal reaction at B and vertical reaction at B. So for that we'll use the equilibrium equation, that is summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0 and summation of moment equal to 0. So by using these three equilibrium equation we'll find out these three unknowns. So first we'll take the summation of moment at B equal to 0. So here this MBC, here we have to refer the sign convention, anti-clockwise positive and clockwise negative. So MBC as it is acting anti-clockwise plus, so 28.64, it will act like this. Okay, sorry, it will act like this. So the nature of bending moment will be, it will act in anti-clockwise direction, so plus, so 28.64, length is 3. Then this UDL will act like this, it will be in clockwise direction, so minus 25 into 3, half of that 1.5. So after solving this equation we'll get the moment in member BC as 26.58 kilonewton meter. Okay. Now we'll apply the second equilibrium equation, that is summation Fy equal to 0, considering upward force positive and downward force negative. So vertical reaction at B upward plus, then 28 vertical reaction at C acting upward, so plus, that value is 28.64, and this UDL is acting downward, so minus 25 into 3. So we'll get the vertical reaction at B as 46.36 kilonewton. Okay. Now we'll consider here, we'll apply the next equilibrium equation, that is summation Fx. So here we'll consider the force acting towards the right positive and acting towards the left as negative. So HB acting towards the right plus, minus 25.56 equal to 0. So the value of HB is 25.56 kilonewton. Okay. Now we'll consider the next member, that is BA, and we'll draw the free body diagram. Now here HB is acting towards the right, for at B it will act towards the left, so it should be equal and opposite. Here this vertical reaction at B for member BC it is acting upward, and for BA member it will act downward, so it should be equal and opposite. Now here MBC it is acting in anti-clockwise direction, for member BA it will act in clockwise direction. So whatever the forces are there for adjoint B for member BC, so the same forces will be there for member BA, but it will act in opposite direction. Okay. So here we have shown the forces, already we know all these forces. Okay. That is vertical reaction at B, horizontal reaction at B, and also the moment in member B. So we'll find out vertical reaction at A, horizontal reaction at A, and also we'll find out the moment. Okay. So for that we'll take the moment at A equal to 0. Okay, considering anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. So 26.58 acting. Okay, so 26.58 acting in clockwise direction. So here it should be minus. We have considered it plus. Okay. Then next is HB. It is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So plus. Okay. And 25.56 into the length is 4. Then AB it is acting in anti-clockwise direction, so plus, and minus 50 into 2 it is acting again in clockwise direction, so minus. So here it is minus. Okay. So after solving this we'll get the value of MAB as 24.34 kilonewton meter. Okay, we have found out value of MAB now. So next, if you find VA is equal to what? VB, and next we have to find out the horizontal reaction at A, that we will see in the next slide. Okay. Now here we have to find out the horizontal reaction at A. For that we will apply the summation Fx equal to 0, towards right positive and towards left negative. So HA acting towards the left, okay, minus. HV it is also acting towards the left, so minus, and 50 kilonewton point load is acting towards the right side, so plus. So minus HA minus 25.56 plus 50, so we'll get the value of HA equal to 24.18. So 24.18 is the horizontal reaction at A. Now we have found out the support reaction at A, B and C. So from that we can draw the shear force diagram. Okay. Now the horizontal reaction at A, the horizontal reaction at A is 24.18 and it is acting towards the left side. So first we have to draw the line AB and BC. Now at A we have to show the value 24.18 acting towards the left side, because the HA is acting towards the left. So in member AD there is no load, so there we have to join by a horizontal line. Okay, here also the value will be same, that is 24.44. Now at point D there is a point load of 50 which is acting toward the right hand side. So 24.44 minus 50, so we'll get value 25.56. Okay, so in portion DB there is no load, so here the values will remain same, and here it will be 25.56. But the horizontal reaction at B is 25.56 and acting towards the left side. So here it will come to the B. Okay. So this is shear force for member AB. Now we'll draw the shear force for member BC. Now vertical reaction at B is here. I have drawn the wrong diagram here, I think so. So here it should be upward. Okay, here it should be upward like this. Okay, and then here the value is 56.36. Value is 56.36. Okay, now here there is a UDL, so 25 into 3 is 75. So here you have to join my inclined line. So here the value will be 56.36 minus 25 into 3, that will be 75. So plus 56.36 minus 75. So this value will be equal to 28.64. Okay, and the vertical reaction at C is 28.64. So here again you have to close here like this. Okay, so this is the shear force diagram. So by mistake I have drawn here like this. This is only this is the shear force. Okay, so plus minus. So it will be plus, this will be minus. Okay. So this is the shear force diagram. In this way it will be. Okay. Now after drawing the shear force diagram, we have to draw the bending moment diagram. After drawing the shear force diagram, we have to draw the bending moment diagram. So already we have found out the moment in member AB, PA, BC and CP. And here we have to consider the sign convention, that is anti-clockwise as positive and clockwise as negative. Okay. Now if the value is plus, that means this moment is acting in anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now first we have to draw the line ABC. Okay. Now moment in member AB is plus 34.64. That means this moment is acting in anti-clockwise direction. So here you have to keep the pen near to A, and here we have to rotate the joint A in anti-clockwise direction. Now I am rotating the joint A in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and it should cut the member AB once. So this moment 24.34, it is acting toward the left hand side of A. Now at joint in member BA, the moment is minus 26.58. That means it is acting in clockwise direction. So here you have to rotate the joint B in clockwise direction. Now I am rotating the joint B in clockwise direction. It should cut the members once. Okay, that means this 26.58 is acting on the left hand side. So join this by a straight line. Okay. Now in member AB there is a point load. So you have to draw the free bending moment diagram, and that point load is acting at the center. So value will be WL by 4. So value of W is 50, L is 4. So 50 into 4 upon 4. So the value will be what? 50 kilonewton meter. So again join this by a straight line. Okay. Now we have drawn the fixed and free bending moment diagram for member AB. Now we'll draw the diagram for member this. Okay, for member BC. Now the moment in member BC is 26.58. Okay, plus means anti-clockwise. So I will rotate the joint B in anti-clockwise direction, and it should cut the line BC once. So here the value 26.56, it is lying above this line BC. Now at C, the value of moment is 0. Okay, so join this by a straight line. Now in member BC, it is loaded by uniformly distributed load of 25 kilonewton meter. So here the free bending moment diagram will be WL by 8. So W is 25, L is 3. So 25 into 3 square upon 8. So we'll get the value 28.126. So as this is a uniformly distributed load, so join it by a second degree curve. Okay, so this is the free bending moment diagram and this is the fixed bending moment diagram. So here we have drawn the superimposed bending moment diagram for the non-sway portal frame ABC. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.